And now, here to certify the results from the semi-final round of competition, from KPMG, please welcome the Senior Manager Audit Services, Mrs. Ibokun Olua Olainka.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ibokun Olua Olainka from KPMG. And on behalf of KPMG, I officially certify that the results have been reviewed and fairly collated.
Thank you very much. To receive the results, please welcome the Country Director, ENACTUS Nigeria, Mr. Michael Ajayi. The competition journey began with 18 teams, who each earned the opportunity to represent their institutions at the ENACTUS Nigeria National Competition 2017. From the opening round of competition, 12 teams advanced to compete in one of the 4 semi-final round leagues that took place earlier today. One team from each of the 4 semi-final round leagues will now advance a step closer to becoming the 2017 ENACTUS Nigeria National Champion. It's time to review the 4 teams competing in the final round of competition. As we announce the finalists from each league, we invite you to celebrate in the audience. Following the announcement of the finalists, only one student and one faculty advisor will come to the stage to select the final round presentation time slot. From League 1. The team advancing to the final round of competition is Babcock University. From League 2. The team advancing to the final round of competition from League 2 is University of Lagos. From League 3. The team advancing to the final round of competition from League 3 is Covenant University. From League 4. The team advancing to the final round of competition from League 4 is Ahmadu Bello University Zaria.
Here to conduct the drawing of time slots, please join me and welcome the Programs Officer, ENACTUS Nigeria, Mr. Raphael Anegwe.
Good evening, everybody. I now invite one faculty advisor and one team leader to the left hand of the stage. One faculty advisor and one team leader from the final 4 teams to the left hand of the stage. In the bowl, we have 4 chips containing the names of these institutions. I will randomly draw the chips, and as I call the institution, you step forward to the microphone. You have 10 seconds to do that to select your presentation time slot. Thank you. Ahmadu Bello University.
No, slot 3, presentation 3.
Slot 3. Covenant University.
Slot 4.
Babcock University.
Slot 2.
University of Lagos.
Slot 1.
The time slot for the final round of competition have been selected and now officially closed. Congratulations and good luck to all the finalists. Thank you.
We'll now give the competing teams 5 minutes to get ready. So we will start in 5 minutes' time. So you have 5 minutes from this moment to get ready, particularly Team 1. Thank you.
We are the future. We are the dream. We are the nation, we are part of this. Yes, we are so amazing. That's the least we shall be. At the heart of the nation, changing history. How can they say that we are finished? We have just begun. When we have nowhere else to run to, we have nowhere else to go.
Before we start, I'd like to clarify certain things, and I'm speaking to the audience. Please ensure that there's no cheering, no clapping, no distracting your teams. If you do that, you'll be eating into their time. We're going to be very strict with our times, and if you do that and delay or distract them from what they're doing, that would be the penalty. So if you know you care about your team, you want your team to win, please ensure that you do not clap at all. You do not cheer them while they're talking. Only the judges may ask questions. The judges are sitting in front and they're ready. So, for the rest of us, let us sit back and enjoy the moment. It's such a wonderful time to be in the presence of so many interesting young people, and I want us to enjoy this time rather than engage in distractions. So the room should be as quiet as possible. Please ensure that there are no side conversations going on so that we can hear them. Let us give them our full attention, in other words. So I think our time is virtually up, and we're going to start now. Judges, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the team. Ahmadu Bello University and their faculty advisor, Professor M.K. Aliu. You may now begin your presentation.
We are the people, enriched with diverse cultural background and rich national heritage. With over 250 ethnic groups, speaking over 521 languages.
We are the passion, a ways of indomitable and boomerang spirit, a nation bound by love and
inseparable by even terror itself.
We are the PAR, the most populous black nation on the face of the earth, and the largest economy in all of Africa.
We are perseverance, and we believe a one Nigeria is possible. That is why we're determined to serve our country with love, strength, and faith.
So despite the weight of immense challenges, honorable judges, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are one nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity. We are one Nigeria. Now, in the course of evolutionary history, water poisoning tragedies in world cities as Mengzi Village, China, Dakar, Senegal, to mention but a few, has had utterly devastating effects on man and on his immediate environment. According to the World Health Organization's report, over 3,500,000 people have already reportedly died of the contamination of their water sources with lead. Ladies and gentlemen, Bagega Village, a suburban Anka local government area of Zamfara State, Nigeria, was a community known for her robust agro-allied practices and a boom in agriculture. With a teeming population of over 7,535 people actively engaged in farming, she grew to become a World Trade Center. But after the gold rush emerged in 2009, tragedy struck, forcing parents in this remote village to live with an impossible choice. Do they risk starving their children today or expose them to toxins that could cripple or kill them tomorrow?
In Nigeria's Zamfara state, the discovery of gold has brought prosperity and hope to its people, but the process of mining the gold has had deadly consequences.
Scarcity of lead is the root of the lead poisoning epidemic, where 8 villages were severely hit by deadly lead poisoning, killing over 500 children.
One of the biggest mining sites in Zamfara state. It is less than 3 kilometers away from the village of Bagega. One of the communities was hit by lead poisoning.
Ni sunana Amina nake, kuma shekara ta 20 inda nan cikin garin Bagega na tashi. Yara na 6, 3 sana su da son ka rasu, inda bakin cikin har so su na bakin cikin kowane kadai, kuma na ji zafi da son ka rasu.
Amina is one of over 3,000 women who have suffered tremendously from the effect of lead poisoning due to illegal gold mining. This case is reported to have killed over 1,500 people in Zamfara state. Children in Bagega community of Zamfara state have also paid a heavy price, as joint report published by Doctors Beyond Borders and the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention released the horror that out of about 120 children examined, an alarming 96% were found to show life-threatening lead concentration levels in their blood.
Survivors of a deadly explosion of lead poisoning cases in Zamfara state, northern Nigeria. Over the last month, 160 people have died, mainly children.
Lost an entire generation of our youth. It's really terrible. There were so many signals to show that this could have likely resulted, but clearly at that time I think they were avoided by the authorities.
Continues and the levels get higher, they start suffering convulsions, which can lead to coma and death.
From our needs assessment in Bagega, we uncovered that farming practices had since been abandoned due to contamination of their land and underground water sources by lead. Also, record-breaking desertification rates became prevalent as trees were indiscriminately cut down to create more spaces for mining. And with such unbearable living conditions, women and children, the most vulnerable, deserted the community, leaving those who tried to stay back with no choice but to face deteriorating living conditions.
In the weight of all these challenges, Bagega has become history on the page of Zamfara state. But the question is, should these people be left abandoned? Should we fold our hands and watch innocent children suffer and die without lending a voice? This is a very complicated question you should ponder on.
But for us at the ENACTUS ABU, we've decided to give life back to Bagega community. So, how can a group of students provide a sustainable solution to a community plagued by what activists call the worst lead poisoning case in recorded history?
Our sustainable solution. Ladies and gentlemen,
the Bagega Rising Project.
Our approach, design a holistic model that will provide clean drinking water to Bagega community. Use this clean water to grow fresh agricultural products like hot pepper, tomatoes, cabbage, cucumber, and fish without the use of soil to tackle food insecurity. Create employment by hiring beneficiaries to build the system for long-term empowerment, and then partner with private, state, and local agencies to create market for the products.
Now, to tackle the water contamination threat in our communities, we devised a continuous flow mechanism under close supervision from expert industrialists and engineers at the hydraulics lab in Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. We also partnered with the National Research Institute for Chemical Technology, Zaria, to develop our biotech filter, a cheap, readily available, and affordable solution to the water contamination threat. Our filter comprises of layers of filtration sand, coarse gravel, and an overhead tank, and activated charcoal, which is produced from the dehydration and carbonization of locally sourced coconut shell in the absence of air. Here is how it works.
Underground water is pumped from the overhead tank into the filter using a mechanical pump. The flow passes through the filtration sand, which forms the bow layer. This layer removes pathogens, suspended particles, and other contaminants. The gravel zone helps hold the filtration sand in place, and then absorption takes place, purifying the water for domestic use. Ladies and gentlemen, it is interesting to note that after passing a sample through a continuous flow system for 15 days, lead concentration reduced from an alarming 0.164 milligram per liter to 0.0061 milligram per liter, totally meeting up with World Health Organization standard.
A single biotech filter takes 2 hours to build, costs 1,450 naira, and sells at 2,500 naira, yielding a profit of 1,050 naira per product. For sustainability, we designed more durable models that could be used by these local women when they go to their streams. Soon, we began the pilot phase of our project, utilizing a collaborative approach to empower over 7 youths on the fabrication of this filter for a long-term empowerment solution.
To tackle the food insecurity, we discovered that through the nitrogen cycle, we could use the clean water from our biotech filter to run an aquaponic system. But then, we uncovered another challenge. The community lacked electrical supply. We had to devise a means for generating electricity in order to ensure a self-reliable and sustainable process. Considering the exorbitant cost of installing solar panels, we partnered with ENACTUS Nigeria and Lumos Energy to initiate their solar intervention program using cheap lighting subscriptions and installing solar panels in the community.
Now, to tackle the land contamination, considering that their land had already been contaminated heavily with lead and with their underground water, farmers also faced a tragic stigma. Ladies and gentlemen, they experienced heavy loss of their agricultural produce because their farms were infested heavily with locusts. This inspired us to initiate our Jatropha Integrated Energy Scheme, partnering once again with the National Research Institute for Chemical Technology to plant Jatropha seedlings across 3 hectares of land. Jatropha is a drought-resistant crop which cleanses the soil of lead contamination using a process known as phytoremediation. What's more, Jatropha seed produce a wide resistance to desertification and has seeds which, when crushed, produces biodiesel which could either run an automobile engine or could serve as a clean cooking alternative. Now, it would interest you to note that our systems would use 42 months to cleanse Bagega of lead poisoning.
But what happened within this period? Does this mean that women and children will have to starve and go miles just to get food to eat? So we decided to say no to this challenge by partnering with United for Climate Change and National Biotechnology Development Agency to set up our AquaFresh integrated farms, which comprises a greenhouse system made from locally sourced materials, a sustainable solution that combats locust infestation and other external factors, and an aquaponics, which grows fresh vegetables and fish without the use of soil. Here is how it works. The ammonia-rich solution is cycled from the fish tank to the pot where plants are grown using a pump and a comprehensive piping system. When the solution reaches the pot, excess ammonia is converted into useful nitrate by bacterial action. The nitrate solution is then absorbed by coconut fiber, which comes in direct contact with the plant root, allowing nutritional requirements to be met. Then the recycled water flows back to the tank and the cycle continues.
Now, according to the Institute of Agricultural Research, when compared with other traditional agro-allied methods of growing crops and fish, our systems use 99% less water, provides 87% higher yield, and could grow produce twice as fast. What's more, it doesn't require lots of experience. It isn't limited by climate or dictated by soil quality, and could grow over 150 kilograms of fresh vegetables and catfish in 3 months.
Now, with collaborative effort from the Zamfara State Ministry of Environment and Solid Minerals, we organize sensitization workshop, setting up safer mining technique like pond store within the community. Also, with the help of community leadership, safer mining regulations and policies are now being adhered to strictly, as the law mitigating illegal mining was reviewed by the Zamfara State government.
After months of executing our project, we evaluated the outcome through questionnaires and one-on-one interviews. Our results, reports from Doctors Without Borders, indicate a massive reduction in infant mortality by 87%. Also, there's been an impressive improvement in community health by 97%.
The Zamfara State government and National Center for Environment and Water Development have signed a premium contract to replicate this model in Bukuyu and 4 other affected communities across the state. For Aminu and his 2 colleagues who have created a successful business already, manufacturing 7 biotech filters daily, they now earn 60,000 naira monthly and a yearly cumulative of 1,764,000 naira.
Halima and her colleagues have turned an aqua fresh farm into a business opportunity, from the sales of fresh vegetable, hot pepper, tomato, and catfish in the local market monthly. Also, the Zamfara State Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Cooperative have also created a franchise who in turn market this product in their outlets and retail stores on a demand and supply basis.
We have made clean and potable water available in Bagega community, reduced lead contamination by 89%, saving over 3,600 children from death. With stricter mining policies that militate against child labor, children now go to school.
Our Jatro Integrated Energy Scheme has drastically reduced the rate of desertification in our host communities. And with its phytoremediative abilities, our Jatro plantation is gradually purifying the land. This means that there is hope that Bagega will rise again.
Now, last ENACTUS year, with our project SMS Shine My Shoe, we developed commercial wax from the pyrolysis of wastewater sachets. We compounded this wax with other additives like carbon black, linseed oil, and naphtha to create our eco shoe polish, providing employment for Khadija and 15 other women at the internally displaced camp in New Kuchigoro, Abuja, Nigeria. This year, we learned that from the business they have created, they have generated new jobs, 27 new jobs for 27 other members of the camp. They also now generate 103,500 naira from the business they have created, selling 45 shoe polish cans at 115 naira per can per day. But then our trip to this camp for our sustainability studies revealed a much tragic stigma, as we uncovered the unhygienic use of banana leaves and waste towels during menstruation.
Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, have you ever stopped to ponder about the menstrual hygiene and sanitation challenges faced by an IDP girl child? How can they even access a proper sanitary pad at 450 naira? That's about $1 when they cannot even afford 3 square meters daily. Yet what these girls who lost their lives, homes and parents due to insurgency face is nothing extraordinary from what all the women in this room and all around the world are experiencing. But our next project, Amina, is geared towards providing a sustainable solution to this challenge.
Judges, ladies and gentlemen, to begin with, we partnered with Save Our Women Foundation to launch our One Girl, One Pad campaign, where we engage Nigerians to donate a sanitary pad and support the women and girls in the camp. We recorded tremendous success as a total of 2,650 sanitary pads worth 1,019,000 naira was donated as relief materials. But for our project to be truly efficient and sustainable, we knew it had to be profitable, practicable, and viable. And for us, that meant less cost and more energy.
This inspired us to develop our Ulti sanitary pads by local women and for local women. Our Ulti sanitary pads are cheap, available and affordable, and are made up of hemp fleece, pool fabric, and wicking fabric. What's more, our Ulti sanitary pads are completely reusable with a sharing capacity of absorbing different fluids and is well packaged for hygienic storage. During our implementation, we strategized the whole process into 3 steps: business skills, pad production, and menstrual care.
With our train the trainers approach, we empower our beneficiaries using the concise business development curriculum for easy production process, quality control, sales and marketing for long-term employment solution. For sustainability, we develop a network which allows our beneficiaries to empower other women across other camps in the nation. With help from Live Builders, a non-governmental organization based in the camp, we develop a structure which allows our beneficiaries to specialize, and we invest 20% of their profits to enable the creation of more opportunity.
With these skills, Amina and her colleagues have created a successful business, producing over 12 packs of sanitary pads daily on demand and supply basis. A sanitary pack goes for 255 naira, selling them over 21,345 naira on average yearly. A sanitary pack lasts for 1 year with effective maintenance. Therefore, we've improved their health and sanitation.
This ENACTUS year, we executed 2 projects. We saved the environmental morass of over 47 tons of hazardous waste. We directly impacted 1,050 lives and a whopping 5,000 lives indirectly. We generated over 57 new businesses and 375 new job opportunities, generating 1,875,000 naira worth in revenue.
We started working with people who had no future, no hope or opportunity at life. People who thought all their dreams and ambitions have been battered on the shores of reality.
But with the little we had, we decided to challenge the status quo, take action to enable progress, and make a world of immense challenges.
I am ENACTUS, and I believe that it is at the center of our common humanity that we seek to apply our time, energy, and passion into creating positive change in our lives and the lives of others.
I am ENACTUS, and I believe in the entrepreneur spirit. That is why I'm willing to forsake the comfort of my classroom and provide sustainable solutions that truly change our world.
So despite the bombings and scarcity that currently bedevil Nigeria, we are ENACTUS because we believe in every Nigerian, and this is why we are making our stories count. Together, we are
ENACTUS and Bello University,
changing lives with the power of the brain.
We will now have the Q&A period. Only judges may ask questions.
Thank you for your presentation. I'd like to know what the duration of the Bagega Rising project was. How long did it take? And I'd like you to also tell us what the sustainability plan for the project that is trying to avoid desert encroachment is. Right, my 2 questions.
Our Bagega Rising project has been in place for over 9 months now. Our sustainability plan, according to our presentation, we have actually gone into partnership with certain organizations like National Research Institute for Chemical Technology. We have also gone in partnership with certain other organizations like Rural Center for Water and Environment Development. And why we are in these partnerships is so that when we do not have the time to actually check on them, they who have been in the non-governmental work and in this kind of water purification and sanitation jobs would actually ensure that these processes go in place. We have also signed premium partnerships. We signed a premium contract with these organizations to ensure that these projects would also run. We have also partnered with the Zamfara State Ministry of Solid Minerals and Natural Resources and the likes to ensure a whole model is put in place.
Thank you.
And then for the Jatrofa question. Okay. For the question on Jatrofa, could you come again because we didn't get you?
Okay, could you please help me understand a couple of things with the reusable sanitary pads? Number one, what arrangements are you making for mass production of these pads at cost effectively? 2, what are the requirements to keep them clean over time? And what steps are you taking to ensure that the target audience are equipped to actually keep them clean?
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful question. During our implementation stage of this project, we have a menstrual care program where we had this program with this woman. So we collaborated with Save Our Women Foundation, who are professionals in the field of menstruation management and the likes. So these women were tasked with the responsibility of training these women about the menstrual care, the sanitation of the sanitary pad and the likes. For the sanitation of the sanitary pad, we understand that conventional pad has a chemical called dioxins. Yeah. These dioxins cause cancer. which had devastating effects on women's health. So we understood we have to come up with a very cheap and reliable and very safe sanitary pads which these women can use, because we understood that they are using banana leaves and dirty towels for menstruation. So we decided to partner with Save Our Women Foundation to train these women and at the same time train them on the hygienic use of this sanitary pad.
To add to what he just said, when we started the project, we were actually concentrating on internally displaced women. That's the whole concept of the reusable sanitary pads, because we discovered that they really could not afford the conventional pads. And then with the idea of reusable pads, we discovered that these pads could last for at least 1 year with effective maintenance. Now there are 3 pads inside a pack of sanitary pads, and it goes for 255 naira. Now, for the maintenance of the pads, it's not really complex. All you need to do is wash the blood off, and then, of course, use warm water and salt. That's all.
Yeah, sorry, you shared, sorry about that. You shared for the lead filtration, the water lead filtration project, that you could make about 1,000 naira. You can make about 1,000 naira.
1,050 naira.
1,050 naira.
Yes.
But for the gold rush and the solid mineral, projects, that led to the Bagega problem. They were making about $10 a day, which is roughly 3,000, 4,000 naira. So I guess the question here is, do you see any challenges to the sustainability when you eventually hand off to your beneficiaries? Because they have a choice between other activities in Bagega that end maybe 3 times more than what they would get doing this.
Sir, the basic idea of the Bagega Rising project is not to stop our beneficiaries from mining. I mean, gold is, solid minerals in general, is a field, or it's a sector that if the Nigerian government can actually pay attention to, would generate a lot, it would contribute a lot to our gross domestic product. What we are basically
Your time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the team from Ahmadu Bello University.